DRP, retirement, wait to be laid off. What should you do? What should you do? All this going on, and we got some decisions to make. The choices that are laid out there for federal employees who they want to eventually get on up out the government. So let's get into it. First of all, just remember to keep in mind that every agency offer of DRP or VSIP or VERA or a RIF layoff is going to be different. So if you're a federal employee and you're listening, make sure you always check with your agency what the guidance they're putting out, the guidance of the day they're putting out, and then check with your HR sources there so that you can have the most up-to-date and what's applicable for your agency, because it's going to be, the numbers are going to be different for each agency. I came across this flow chart that was pretty interesting that somebody put out there, which really simplifies, and I'm visual, so it helped me a lot. Really simplifies the choices that you have and what route you can go. So first things first, are you eligible for federal retirement right now?
Mr. Wilkins just an old man that like to talk. That's all that is, Ray. That's all that is.
Oh, yeah, you all like to talk.
Well, I'm the one that I like to talk to. What you want to talk about, Ray? Huh? What you want to talk about?
Are you eligible? What are your numbers? Are you 62 years old yet with 5 years of federal service? Are you 60 years old with 20 years of federal service? Are you at 57 with 30 years of federal service? If you are, why are you still working? Or are you like me, was waiting to hit your minimum retirement age of 57 with at least 10 years and was going to walk out the door with that reduced pension? I would have been fine with that. If any of those apply to you, then the only question for you is, do you want to retire this year? If the answer is no, then what do? Absolutely nothing. Sit on your patootie and wait for this. You'll either get RIF'd, laid off involuntarily, and involuntarily retired, and you won't be eligible for severance. If the answer is yes, then you can either take the VSIP or the DRP.
You ready for next week?
Ready? Yeah. I'm ready.
And check with your agencies for amounts of the VSIP and what the VSIP is. And then check with your agency for information on the DRP that they're offering, because it's going to be different for everybody. So that's the trail if you are eligible for retirement, and the routes that can be applicable to you depending on the choices that you make. Now, let's look at what happens to the rest of us who aren't eligible for retirement. And here are the choices that we are faced with.
Damn!
Are you eligible for VERA? If VERA is offered at your agency, look to your agency for what it is and their specifics, but if it's offered, are you eligible for it? They'll have if VERA is offered, they'll have a specific date set out, and you have to follow all that guideline. If you're eligible, let's take it on back on over here to, yes, I'm eligible for retirement options, and follow the flow chart down from there. If not, don't do that. If you are not eligible for retirement, you are not eligible or offered VERA, but you want to quit or you want to be done by this year, follow the flow chart back to your agency's DRP offering and what that entails, including dates and all that fun stuff. Because some agencies aren't releasing you right away. Some agencies are putting you on admin and letting you go through September 30th. Some agencies want you to stay in office, you believe that, and work for longer, closer to September, before they let you voluntarily defer resignation, before they let you resign. And for the last of us who just don't want to do nothing, don't want to have no parts of this, want to continue on, but that's not an option because the regime has spoken.
Sit your black ass down.
What you do is you do absolutely nothing. You sit in your job, show up every day until the agency, your specific agency, determines what they're going to do, if they can still accommodate your role, if you'll need to be reorganized, if they'll reorganize, if you'll need to be reassigned, or if you gonna get RIF'd. whatever the outcome is, at least, we have some options to look at now and some routes to go depending on your certain situation. As I said before, mine is pretty limited. I'm too young to retire. I'm too old to be out here and not working, unless somebody wanted to donate, some money or whatever, so I can go ahead and retire off your blessings. But no, seriously, we have some options, and you just want to see what's best for you, and just try to leave on the best scenario for you, because I believe when all this mess blows over, when we have changes again, that those of us who are in similar situations to me that can still return to the workforce. I mean, anybody can return if you leave in good standing. But for those that might want to come back, just leave on the best note possible, the best situation possible, so that if you do want to come back, you can come back and everything will be intact. But remember, there's silver linings. Severance is a silver lining, is a great thing. Another silver lining is your annual leave is paid out. So if you have a boatload of that could be a nice chunk of money that could help you through an unexpected layoff. So silver linings are there, and whatever the case, we're gonna be all right. We are gonna be all right, and hopefully these tools that federal employees are coming up with and sharing with one another, which is why I'm sharing this. I did not create that workflow, but I thought it was great. Will help one another to continue the best planning that we have with the little information that we're getting. And I don't blame that on the agency heads at all, because a lot of agency heads aren't getting information until the 11th hour, and by then we already know what it is, because the streets are talking. The federal streets are talking. So as always, I wish you all the best, and we're gonna be all right. All right, peace out. Please subscribe and like if you care to. All right.